300 Manos. At least I think that's what that's supposed to say. Hey, right now, okay, this is Cigar Vlog. So today is a nice, drizzly, rainy day, so that means pretty much everything out here is a mud pit. So I'm going to have to cut and light off camera. Not that big of a deal, but point is, we have a nice little, apparently Nicaraguan puro here that I know absolutely bupkis about. And that's kind of the point, so we actually have what's actually there instead of what they tell you is there. So, hopefully, it's nice and drizzly and rainy enough that everybody and their brothers, uncles, second cousins, twice removed, and their dog stays home. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cut and lit and see how it rolls. So, straight away, it's got some spice. Ooh, a little picante spice right in the back of the throat, kind of peppery. Also, the band was like super duper loose, so I just went ahead and yanked that. Whoa! Okay, retrohaling straight off the hood here. A little strong. Not bad, but just whoo! I'm gonna say sweet, a little spicy, a little bacon spicy. Interesting. Kind of a lot going on. I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and unfuck this and get to a point where we're not getting drizzled on, and give an update for the first inch. Okay, about solid inch in. Ooh boy, kind of lingers in the back of the throat. Flavor-wise, there's a lot going on here. It's bold. It's spicy. At first I thought it was a little peppery spice, but it's striking me more as like a cinnamony type of spice, you know? Basically what that means is like, it's spicy, but it's also sweet and kind of baking spice, right? It'll get you in the back of the throat, but it's not like hot. But you can tell it's got some brass to it. Yeah. I think I got like a loose chunk of tobacco like stuck right behind the back tooth. Gotta be careful. It's like never fails. If I take it like one step too far out of the tunnel, I get bullseyed in one eye. I want a random ass raindrop. Yeah. Retrohale has a little bit of earthiness. I want to say a little birdiness. Touch of that sweet spiciness. Well, a lot going on. Trying to figure out the individual flavors is going to be interesting. So far, though, turning out rather enjoyable. I'm like paranoid now. I'm going to like get a random bicyclist just like flying in out of nowhere. It's like, I swear, somewhere around here there's like a random NPC spawner and just like poof. Within like 30 seconds there'll be like some little old lady walking through that gets like offended by smoke. Anyway, I'm going to get this down to the halfway point and see if I can pinpoint a little bit more accurately what exactly is going on here. Oh, by the way, fun fact, raindrop on a touchscreen will really fuck up your phone. So yeah, don't do that. Okay, pretty decent halfway point here. So far I noticed that past the first inch, the spicy note kind of mellows a little bit, but it's still very prominent and very there. And when I say spicy, it's that very strong baking spice. There's a little bit of an earthiness to it. Retrohale has a little sweet little birdie note. Again, earthiness. Overall, not bad. Very, very, very enjoyable. Very traditional, but strong flavor. I like that. I like good, bold, big, bold flavors. Something like a Macanudo usually is very, very subtle, and if your overall first impression of a cigar is brown paper bag, that's bad. Macanudos do that. Some Macanudos, let's clarify, the Esperado line has been a little bit of a surprise. But anyway, this one does not do that. This one is in your face. With big flavors. And now I get to the halfway point, that spice is really starting to mellow out. It's kind of still a little bit there in the retrohale, but there is definitely a sweeter tobacco note. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily a clean tobacco, but there is definitely a much sweeter, very pleasant note. Overall, turned out good. We're going to go ahead and get this down to the nub here, and believe it or not, Doom and drizzle, somebody opened the Oblivion gates again. And there's a bicyclist that came around through here. Because why would there not be a bicyclist, regardless of how bullshit the weather is? Anyway, like I said, I'm going to get this down to the nub, see if anything stands out as different. So far, it is seeming to have a transition, which is interesting. Interesting cigars are, in my opinion, more entertaining to smoke. Anyway, I'm going to get this down to the nub and get back to you then. Okay, gotten down to the nub. So far, there does seem to be a bit of a transition past the halfway point. The spice note, while never actually going away completely, does mellow considerably. And you can kind of almost get little notes of caramel sweetness. That said, I think I was probably missing a little too much thinking about something and not actually puffing away. Oops. Flavors have been, I want to say classic cigar, but very bold, very much present there. Starts off very spicy, but like cinnamon spice. Halfway point, things mellow out, and you just get good, clean cigar. Very classic flavors. I said there's a lot going along in this, so pretty well certain everybody's going to have a little bit different experience, depending on how your particular palate is keyed. Drink pairings, I'm going to say your favorite coffee or your favorite whiskey. So pretty much classic, cigar accoutrements. It's kind of funny. It's like most cigars pair well with this, either coffee or whiskey. Some of them pair well with like rum or tequila. This one, no, don't do that. Whiskey. Like maybe an old-fashioned with a high-proof bourbon. Just a thought. Okay. Well, I think I've been thinking too much and talking too much, and I'm going to have to give this a little bit of a touch-up here, but otherwise, that's totally my fault. End of the day, definitely worth checking out. Can't think of much else to say other than, starts off spicy, mellows at the halfway point. Excellent cigar. Definitely give him a shot. There's always a motorcycle. At least that one was further off. Anyway, not much else to say about this other than definitely check them out. And basically, if you like this review and any other review, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if you had a different experience. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Definitely check them out. Other than that, I'll see you next time.